Welcome back to Facts Overdose. Today we are taking a step ahead and taking you to the space. Pack your bags. Hold your ass. It's time to jump from the roof. If you are new here, then subscribe and become a part of our family. We upload daily amazing videos for you. The number one fact will blow your mind. To know more about it, watch till end. And comment down which fact did you love the most. Without any further ado, let's enter into the space. In 2016, scientists detected a radio signal from a source 5 billion light-years away. This means that when the signal started its journey, Earth didn't even exist. Mercury and Venus are the only two planets in our solar system that have no moons. In total, there are 176 confirmed moons that orbit the planets in our solar system, with some of them being bigger than Mercury itself. The hottest planet in our solar system is Venus. Most people think that this would be Mercury, as it is the closest planet to the Sun. However, Venus has a lot of gases in its atmosphere which creates a greenhouse effect that causes a constant temperature of 864 degrees Fahrenheit, 462 degrees Celsius, everywhere on the planet's surface. Halley's Comet won't orbit past Earth again until 2061. Discovered in 1705 by Edmund Halley, the famous comet was last seen in 1986 and is only seen once every 75 to 76 years. A full NASA spacesuit costs $12 million. While the entire suit costs a cool $12 million, 70% of that cost is for the backpack and control module. There may be a planet made out of diamonds. As space facts go, this is pretty impressive. Research by Yale University scientists suggests that a rocky planet called 55 Cancri, which has a radius twice Earth's and a mass 8 times greater, may have a surface made up of graphite and diamond. It's 40 light-years away, but visible to the naked eye in the constellation of Cancer. If two pieces of the same type of metal touch in space, they will permanently bond. This incredible fact is also known as cold welding. And it happens because the atoms of two pieces of metal have no way of knowing they are separate. This doesn't happen on Earth because of the air and water found between the pieces. The moon was once a piece of the Earth. The theory is that when Earth was a relatively young planet, it was struck by a giant object, and this collision broke a piece of the Earth away to create the moon. This piece then began to orbit the Earth as a result of its gravitational pull. There is a volcano on Mars 3 times the size of Everest. At 600 kilometers wide and 21 kilometers high, Olympus Mons is a volcano on Mars that may still be active, according to scientists. It is the tallest peak of any planet. In 3.75 billion years, the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies will collide. The Andromeda Galaxy is approaching the Milky Way, where our solar system is at rate of around 110 kilometers per second, 68 mi per second, and eventually the two will collide to form a giant elliptical galaxy. The Sun makes a full rotation once every 25-35 days. So for us on Earth, one full rotation equals one full day. However, our gargantuan Sun takes 25-35 Earth days to make one full rotation. Sun is lazy than us. Earth is the only planet not named after a god. Nobody knows how the Earth got its name. All we know is that it is derived from an amalgamation of both the Old English and Old Germanic words for ground. According to mathematics, white holes are possible, although as of yet we have found none. A white hole is a hypothetical region of space-time which can't be entered from the outside, although matter and light can escape from within. Basically, it's the reverse of a black hole. In our solar system there are 4 planets known as gas giants: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. A gas giant is a large planet that is made up mostly of gases like hydrogen and helium and has only a relatively small rocky core. There are more stars in space than there are grains of sand in the world. There are 10 times more stars in the night sky than grains of sand on the Earth, with 70 sextillion stars being visible from Earth through a telescope. To put that in numbers, it's 70 sextillion. Sorry. It's very hard for me to spell out to you, so I am displaying it on screen. Any free-moving liquid in outer space will form itself into a sphere. This is because of something called surface tension, which is an imbalance of intermolecular attractive forces. This can also occur in low Earth orbit. Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars are known as the inner planets. They are named the inner planets because they orbit closest to the Sun. An inner planet is classified as a planet located within the asteroid belt. Only 5% of the universe is visible from Earth. 68% of the universe is dark energy, and 27% is dark matter. Both of these are invisible, even with a telescope, which means we are only able to see 5% of the universe. At any given moment, there are at least 2,000 thunderstorms happening on Earth. Worldwide, there are an estimated 16 million thunderstorms each year. Roughly 100,000 of these thunderstorms happen in the US alone. Outer space is only 62 miles away. Although there is no official solid boundary for where space begins. We always see the same side of the moon, no matter where we stand on Earth. This is because the moon rotates on its axis at the same rate that it rotates the Earth. It's known as synchronous rotation or tidal locking. There are three main types of galaxies: elliptical, spiral and irregular. The Milky Way galaxy, the one that our solar system resides in, is classified as a spiral galaxy. Using the naked eye, you can see 7 different galaxies from Earth. You can see the Andromeda Galaxy, M31, both Magellanic Clouds, our own Milky Way galaxy, the Triangulum Galaxy, M33. The Omega Centauri and the Sagittarius Dwarf Spheroidal Galaxy. The first ever black hole photographed is 3 million times the size of Earth. The photo was released in April 2019 and shows a halo of dust and gas 310 million trillion miles from Earth. It was captured by the Event Horizon Telescope, a network of 8 linked telescopes, and was also captured due to the algorithm of program Katie Booman. Space is completely silent. This is because there is no air in space, and air is needed to carry the sound vibrations. So if you shouted to someone next to you in space, they wouldn't be able to hear you. How's that for a fun space fact? Coca-Cola was the first commercial soft drink that was ever consumed in space. The first food ever eaten in space was applesauce and was eaten by John Glenn in space during the Friendship 7 mission in 1962. Astronauts can grow approximately 2 inches (5 centimeters) in height when in space. This is due to the lack of gravity in space causes the discs between the vertebrae to expand a little. However, this extra height is lost when re-entering the Earth's atmosphere and being subjected to the Earth's gravity again. Exoplanets are planets that orbit around other stars. All of the planets in our solar system orbit around the Sun. But what about other solar systems? In 2009, NASA launched a spacecraft called Kepler to look for exoplanets and has discovered thousands since its launch. The ISS is visible to more than 90% of the Earth's population. When you see the International Space Station, ISS, in the night sky, it appears as a fast-moving star crossing from horizon to horizon. Asteroids are the byproducts of formations in the solar system more than 4 billion years ago. The birth of Jupiter in our solar system prevented any planetary bodies forming between Mars and Jupiter, causing the small objects that were there to collide with each other and fragment into asteroids. Astronauts can't burp in space. This is because the lack of gravity in space means the air in astronauts' stomach doesn't separate and rise up from ingested food. The word astronaut means star sailor in its origins. It is derived from the Greek words astron, meaning star, and nauts, which means sailor. Gennady Padalka has spent more time in space than anyone else. He is an RKA cosmonaut and has spent 879 days in space. He has worked on both Mir and the International Space Station. In China, the Milky Way is known as the Silver River. In Japan and Korea, Silver River means galaxies in general, not just the Milky Way. Red dwarf stars that are low in mass can burn continually for up to 10 trillion years. A red dwarf is a small and cool star in a later stage of its life and has a surface temperature of less than 7,200 K degrees Fahrenheit. As space has no gravity, pens won't work. Normal pens work by gravity pulling the ink towards the pen's nib, the writing part, as you hold the pen in your hand, writing part facing downwards. As there's no gravity in space, the ink doesn't get pulled to the nib. However, special pens have been made that work in zero gravity. There are 88 recognized star constellations in our night sky. These 88 constellations cover the Earth's night sky and can be observed from the southern and northern hemispheres. The center of a comet is called a nucleus. The streams of dust that streak behind comets are known as a coma or a tail. There are 5 dwarf planets recognized in our solar system. The dwarf planets are Ceres, Makemake, Haumea, Eris and Pluto. You wouldn't be able to walk on Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus or Neptune because they have no solid surface. The center of the Milky Way smells like rum and tastes like raspberries. This was discovered by the IRM radio telescope zeroed in on a gas cloud called Sagittarius B2 at the center of our galaxy. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Hold on in your space suits because the ride of space has just started. There is a playlist on all other planets including moons, stars and sun. Check the playlist link in the description. We will catch you on Sun. Until then, stay tuned.